Ambrosio.
I know I don't normally cover news and things like that, and I usually don't. I think it's bullshit and I don't really care, but I did say I would cover something if it's fucked up enough. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the streamer, Final Fantasy XIV streamer Xeno 6vex, he's one of the few Final Fantasy XIV streamers I actually watch as a streamer myself. I don't really get a chance to watch a lot of streamers, and I don't really do it that often, but Xeno is someone I would occasionally drop in on. Really cool guy, good content. Anyway, for those of you who are unaware, he was banned from Final Fantasy XIV for a couple weeks for saying something mean to somebody else. And I said this a million times before, especially right back when this dropped. I'm pretty sure I did a video on it. Can't remember now, it's been a while. But as you can see on screen, the changes made in February of 2019 to the TOS, which I said would definitely become a problem because it's an SJW fest piece of fucking crap that placates to whiny baby back bitches that are little snowflakes, essentially. And if you haven't read it yet, I'll put the link to the description. In the description, I'll put a link to this here, the new policy or whatever. But this policy right here, the standard TOS, right? Which is bullshit. The changes they made is bullshit, because essentially anything that's offensive, and again, what is offensive to somebody is completely subjective. What may be offensive to you may not be offensive to me, and there's billions of people on this planet. Not everyone's going to find the same things offensive. Granted, in the current age that we're in right now of society, pretty much looking at somebody can be offensive these days, and you can get arrested for it. But I digress. He didn't even get banned for TOS. No, what he got banned for was this. Which, again, I don't know exactly what he said, but from the research I could do, is he called somebody an idiot. Not in the game. He didn't type to them, "You're an idiot." He said it out loud on stream. Right? So, what he actually violated, according to Square, was the materials usage license, and it was last updated of April of this year. And so I scoured this bitch, looking through, and I found what he may have done. Any video will not contain racist, which he didn't do, sexist, which he didn't do, homophobic, which he didn't do, defamatory, no, he didn't really do that, or generally offensive content of any kind. This includes graphic violence or sexually explicit content. So the generally offensive, the tool of every SJW, a fucking unique special snowflake out there, generally offensive, because that's vague as fuck. As you can see from the Twitter post I put at the beginning, and again, I hate social media. I hate Twitter. I'm not on it. I'm not on any of social media because it's just a tumor, man. It's just a complete soul-destroying, cancerous fuckfest of idiots. I stay the fuck off of it. But generally offensive content. What does that mean? What does that even mean? And he'll tell you what it means. Anything anybody wants it to mean. If someone called me an idiot live on stream, right? Or anywhere for that matter, I wouldn't care. I don't give a shit. In order for me to even consider any kind of insult towards me as hurtful, I have to respect the person saying it to me, because then I'm going to take what they're saying seriously, right? And generally, someone I respect calling me an idiot, they're usually joking around. Now, if someone I don't even know, never met before, doesn't know me, I don't know them, calls me anything, I just laugh. Because I don't respect them, I don't care about them, I don't give a shit. So, who cares? But we all know that so many people in this day and age wake up every morning and they literally think to themselves, what can I be offended by? And then they go look for it. They search for something. And the reason why I want to do this video is because this is a big problem that is essentially censoring and hamstringing streamers in anything that they stream, anything they say while they're on stream for any game. And here's what's funny, right? Twitch hasn't banned him for saying anything, and Twitch generally tends to be way more in favor of the snowflakes than games usually are. But here's something I found funny. Every content streamer that has ever streamed for Final Fantasy XIV, including myself, has and is consistently breaking these rules right here. Only using music as it is incorporated in Final Fantasy XIV. Not to replace Final Fantasy XIV music with third-party music when showing gameplay. Every streamer does this, right? They hardly ever have the actual Final Fantasy game music playing and play something else. Not to play Final Fantasy XIV music alone, i.e. without accompanying gameplay footage, or with third-party content. Almost every streamer that exists break these 3 rules. No one gets banned for it. Why? Because no one complains about it, no one cares, and in fact, doing these things, having their game on display in almost any fashion is a net gain for Square Enix and the company because it promotes their game, thus hopefully translating into more sales of the game. But this, now I can see if you're being a fucking racist or a sexist or a homophobic, or I'm even going to throw in there heterophobic. Funny how they don't put that on there. Just homophobic, not heterophobic, not anything else, just homophobic. Defamatory, right? I can see and agree with those because those are all also rules against Twitch. You can't do those kinds of things on Twitch, right? But generally offensive content of any kind is the most vague, bullshit, like snowflake-centric view on any policy. If you slept out on a policy, it's so stupid, man. And Square is shooting themselves in the foot. How they handle this, it makes them look like idiots because they flat out told them, hey, you need to remove these VODs, right? Sorry, my dog's being a pain in the ass. You need to remove, the VODs. You need to remove the footage from Twitch. And he goes, okay, well, what footage do you want me to remove? And they flat out said, we can't tell you. You know why? Because if we tell you, then it might incite you to then go and abuse that victim. Victim was called an idiot. So pathetic. They might, it might push more hate onto that person. Which I can see that, but at the same time, guess what, Square? Your North American servers and Square EN are based in California and around the United States, right? You're in the United States. Thus, you're not in Japan. So those specific parts of your company are under American law. And guess what? In American law, and I know right now in the world, like, law means very little if it's in favor of the people. But you have the right to face your accuser. You have the right to know why you're under arrest. You have the right to know what's going on. And Square's not providing that. So in a way, Square is breaking the law, but we all know that in this day and age, you're always guilty until proven innocent, not the other way around. Justice doesn't matter. And at the very, very top of this entire pyramid of shit is the fact that people can interpret things and change the definitions of words and pretty much nail you for anything, say anything they want. And they're the victim, and you get crushed underneath it. But that in the video game community, gaming companies can literally day in and day out. We've seen this not just with Square Enix, like a ton of gaming companies can flat out break the law, and all their own rules protect them and don't protect the consumer. The people that pay them the money and write their paychecks essentially have no rights, especially on online games like this, where you're just leasing the ability or the privilege to play their game. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to bring this up because I think it's a shit show. I think it's a joke. And people need to toughen the fuck up. Go outside, look around you. We have a human malware going around. We have a complete shit show, especially if you live in the United States right now with what's going on because it's an election year, a complete nightmare, right? And I'm just going to, conspiracy theories aside, I'm just going to put this out there. You special snowflakes that complain about someone calling you an idiot on Twitch, What are you going to do when it's not only possible, but even venturing into the realms of probable that in the next couple years, guess what might be outside your door? A fucking civil war. World War III may break out, you know, in China or something. Who knows? But what I'm saying is if this offends you, man, you are in for... I wouldn't want to be you. Because it's going to be hot out there, and we all know that snow melts in the heat. Anyway, guys, what do you think of this pathetic joke? What do you think is going on with this? Again, I usually don't do news like this, but this is just... It makes me sick, man. This is where we're at, but it is what it is, right? Fuck it. Anyway, guys, thanks for following or watching. If you like my content, please hit the like button. It helps me a lot. If you don't, I don't care. Go fuck yourself. But as always, my friends, keep it real.